Okay, so today we are going to have a look at the complex numbers. We got our normal numbers and then we got another numbers known as complex numbers. Complex numbers are actually made up of two things. Complex number consists of two parts. We use a symbol Z to denote the complex numbers. Now, when we write the complex number, we write it A plus BI or IB, doesn't matter. Now, where A is the real part, is any real number, 3 over 2, 1.5, 7.9, 5 over 10, minus 80, minus 90, million, 3 million. And BI is called the imaginary part. Now what's the I? In some literature, instead of I, you will see J, which is still the same. Just to give you an example of a complex number, I will define I in a minute. Complex numbers, let's say 3 plus 7i. That's the complex number. Yeah. So let's say this is, I'm going to call that one as Z1. 3 plus 7i. That's complex number. Now what is an I? Just going to move to the next screen. Now what's an I? The imaginary part. Now for the I, if you do that in your calculator, square root of minus 1, your calculator will give you this thing. Error. Unless you are in a complex mode. Now how to go in a complex mode? Now just to give you the calculator that I'm just going to do is fx 991, let me write that one here, fx 991 ex classways. So on this calculator, if you press the menu and then press number 2, when you do that, a tiny I will appear on the very top. Then there is a black button and there's a white button. If you look at after the STO, there's an ENG button. Click on the ENG button and the I will appear. So it's the ENG button and the I will appear. There's a purple eye on the top of that one. So that will appear. Now you have activated the complex mode. Now you can work with, now if you do square root of minus 1, see what answer you get. If you do square root of minus 1 now, because complex mode activated, you will get an I. Now if you do a square root of minus 9, let's try that one. The square root of minus 9. Square root of minus 9. That will give you answer as 3i. Why it will give you an answer 3i? Because square root of minus 9 is actually equal to square root of 9 multiplied by square root of minus 1. And this thing is actually 3 and this thing is actually an I. So the answer is 3i. Now how do we add or how do we subtract a complex number? Okay. Let's see if you want to add the complex number. I got two complex number. Let's say I got complex number Z1 is 5 plus 3i. and I got another complex number. Z2 is 10 minus 7i. And the question is find Z1, Z2. Which means I have to add these two complex numbers. Now to do that one, what I'm going to do is I will put them in order, and I will just add the real part to the real part and the complex part to the complex part, and that will be the answer. So there are two methods of doing it. First, I'm doing the long method. I can do 5 plus 3i bracket plus 10 minus 7i bracket. Next step, I open up the bracket. This is the long method I'm doing. And then if I have a look, there are two things. One is the real part and real part. So 5 plus 10, the answer is 15. Then we got a complex part. Minus 3i, plus 3i, sorry, and minus 7i. So plus 3i minus 7i is actually a minus 4i. And this is kind of your answer. The other way you can do it is like straight away you write in a proper order, real to real and complex to complex. You do 5 plus 10. The answer is 15. Plus 3i minus 7i. The answer is minus 4i. And that's done. That's much easier. Rather me doing all these bits. Yeah. Okay. Anyone got any questions for the complex?
Same method.
Yeah. Let's say I got two complex number. This time I'm going to call it Z3. Z3 is minus 5 plus 8i. And Z4 is minus 10 minus 9i. And I want to find out a Z3 minus Z4. It's Z3 minus Z4. So what I can do is, I can do two different ways. Let's do a long way and I should do a short way in a minute. So I go minus 5 plus 8i, bracket, minus 10 minus 9i. Now what you need to do is, because that will, let's open the bracket, minus 5 plus 8i as it is. This minus will change everything inside. So that becomes a minus and minus becomes a plus 10, and then minus and minus 9 becomes a plus 9i. Yeah. Then you do what you did before. You just add the real to the real. Minus 5 plus 10 is plus 5, and then plus 8 and plus 9 is 17, plus 79. And that's your answer. The other way of doing that one is this. Let's use this color. You draw a line here because it's Z3 minus Z4. And then what you do is, because it's minus, so whatever sign is here, you change that one. Make that one plus. Whatever sign is here, you change it. You don't make it plus, you change it. If that was positive, you make it negative. That was negative, so change it to positive. Now, you consider the top sign and the bottom sign. So minus 5 plus 10, which is a plus 5. Plus 8i, this blue color, plus 9i. That will be plus 79. And that's the quickest way of doing it. And that is Z3 minus Z4. And that's how we subtract the complex numbers. Let's say I got two numbers. Now, let's say I got Z1, which is equal to, that's not zi, it's supposed to z1. I go back to the normal one. Ignore that one. So let's say I got z1 equals to 5 plus 3i. And then I got the z2 is 4 minus 7i. And the question is find z1, z2. There might be a dot here, or it might be just z1, z2 like that. Yeah. And how are we going to do that one? We just multiply, use a method called FOIL method. I do it both ways so you can kind of get an idea. Okay, so what you do is you just put them together in brackets. So to do that one, z1 is 5 plus a 3i, and then z2 4 minus a 7i. And then you multiply. There's a method called FOIL, F-O-I-L. First, outer, inner, last. First, outer, inner, last. That's called FOIL method. F is the first. So this is the first of the first one. And this is the first of the first one. Second bracket, this is the first thing. First bracket, that's. You multiply them together. 5 times 4. Which is 20. Then you multiply the outer, sorry. This is the outer of this bracket, and this is the outer for that bracket. So outer. 5 times minus 7i. What's 5 times minus 7i? 5 times 7i is 35i. Because it's positive and negative, signs are opposite, so you will always get a negative 35i. Then you do inner. For the inner one, this is the inner in the first bracket and this is the inner in the second bracket. So you multiply them together. 3i times 4. And 3 times 4 is actually a 12 and I. That's it. Because signs are positive, so. And then the last. This is the last in the first bracket. This is the last in the second bracket. So just multiply them. 3i minus 7i. Okay. 3i multiplied by minus 7i. Because signs are opposite, so always going to be minus. 3 times 7 is 21. And I times I is an I square. Yeah, happy with that? Then I will put that one together and I will see. So let's write these one down and let's see what answer we get. Okay, I'm just going to next page. 20. So I need to put them together. So I got 20 from here, minus 31, minus 35. Minus 35i, yeah, that one, and plus 12, because when there is no sign, it's plus. Plus 12i, and then the last one was minus 21i square. So, okay, I got that bit. Now what I will do is, I see what are same. So you can see these things are similar. Minus 35i plus 12i. So the 20 I can write as it is. Now can someone give me the answer to that one, please? What is the answer? So it's going to be minus 35 plus 12. So say again.
23.
Say again.
Minus 23.
Thank you. Minus 23i. Why minus? Because the bigger number is a negative. So I just copy that sign. I subtract them, but I keep the sign with a bigger number. Bigger number is negative. I put that one. Done. Now this one is still minus 21i square. Now thing is, there are two things you need to know. I square is minus 1. Why it's minus 1? You can do that in calculator. I square is minus 1, but it goes like this. Square root of minus 1 is an I. So if I do the I square, I need to square that one as well. So which will cancel the square root. This will cancel. So I square is minus 1. Now there are two different ways. If you want to get rid of the I square, the best thing is get rid of the I square and just change that sign straight away. Whatever that sign is, change it, because the minus 1 multiplied by minus will become a positive. Now what you're going to do is, now there is another number. You see this is 20 and plus 21, because they are same numbers. Because that's you can't add I, there is no I. So I have to add the like terms. So 20 plus 21, which is actually a 41 minus 23I. So this is your answer. So that's your answer. The next thing is, how do we divide the complex number? Okay, that's not going to work. So, how do we divide the complex numbers? Now, let's say I got a complex number z1. Let's say in this case z1 is 2 plus 5I, and I got another complex number which is z2 is 4 minus 3I. And the question is, find Z1 over Z2. Easy, let's try. So, to do that one, what you need to do is put the Z1 on the top, 2 plus 5I, and Z2 is 4 minus 3I. You can't just divide 4 and 2 and 4 and 5 and 3. It doesn't work that way. There is a thing called conjugate. Now what's conjugate? First thing what you do is you just put more brackets. That's the first thing you should do. Then there is a thing called conjugate. What is a conjugate? You multiply and divide with a conjugate. Whatever this number is, a sign before the complex, change it. So conjugate of that one is going to be 4, 3I, 4, 3I. What is this sign? You have to change the sign. The sign was negative, a positive, a positive. Why we do that one? We do not like denominator as a complex number. To do that one, we can convert that a real number. This thing is known as the conjugate. Yep. That thing is called the conjugate. So I'm just going to move to next slide just to give you an idea what conjugate is. And I will come back to the other slide. Conjugate. Now, when we deal with the conjugate, let's say there's a complex number minus 7 minus 10I. The conjugate of that one is going to be minus 7 plus 10I. We just changed the sign before that one. If it's 5 plus 10I, the conjugate of that one is 5 minus 10I. If it's a number, let's say 5 minus 3I, the conjugate of that one is going to be 5 plus 3I. So these are the conjugates. Now if I go back Now what we do is, how do we multiply them? We multiply the numerator to the numerator, the top to the top, and the bottom to the bottom. There are two different methods of doing that one. Now the first one, let me do the way we did earlier. So I got 2 plus 5i, and then I got 4 minus 3i, okay, and then you got this 4 plus 3i, and then you got 4 plus 3i, okay, done, dusted. Top one you know how to multiply, yeah, first, outer, inner, last, yeah, the top one you know how to multiply. So what I'm going to do is, I will do that one on a separate one, and then I will put the answer here, so it's there. So this one, I call that one as numerator, and that one is denominator. Let's do the top one. Yeah, I will do that one on the other one. The answer I will put here, much easier. Okay, 2 plus 5 and 4 plus 3. Okay, how do you do that one? This time I'm going to do straight away. So that times that, what's the answer? 8, thank you very much. And then I do that times that, what's the answer? Plus 6i, yeah, I as well. And then I need to do is, this time this, what's the answer? Yeah, thank you very much. And then I need to do is, this time this, what's the answer? Plus, let's call it plus 15i squared, yeah, and then we change it later. Okay, now I can add few things. I can, the 8 is the 8, I can't do, there is nothing like that, I and I, so that becomes a 26i, yeah. Now this 15, I got plus 15i squared, but we said, if we make the I squared disappear, I have to change the sign. So let's make I squared disappear, but let's also change this sign. So that sign becomes a negative. Now what is 8 minus 15?
Minus 7.
Thank you. Minus 7 plus 26i. So this was my numerator. I done the numerator bit, yeah? So if I go back to that one, on the top, I can write minus 7 plus, what was that one? 26?
26.
Thank you, 26i. So that's, now I need to do the bottom one. Just going to go on the next one. So the numerator, the bottom one, which is the numerator, it's 4 minus 3i, and then I got the 4 plus 3i. I will do the long way, and I will also tell you the short way. Okay, let's do the long way. Long way, the way we do already. This time this is how much?
8, 6.
Yes, thank you. And this time that is how much? Thank you. And then, thank you, minus 12i. And then this time this is how much? Minus 9i squared. Okay, so plus 12 minus 12, they kind of cancel. Yeah, they kind of cancel. Yeah, so I can just cancel them. Yeah, done. So I got 16 minus 9i squared, and you know the drill. Minus 9i squared, I need to get rid of the I squared, and that I need to make this thing positive, and 16 plus 9 is 25. So this 25. Yeah, and before we got that bit. So 25, go back, and 25. I got that bit. Yeah. Now I'm just going to show you an easier way how to get the 25. Yeah, how to get the 25. So let's go. I put it back, but I'm just going to show you the easier way how to get the 25. This is called the difference. This is known as the difference of two squared. Okay, let's say if you ask me a question and you say, okay, what is 100 squared minus 99 squared? I can give you the answer. I can say it's 199. Well, I didn't do that in my head. I know what 100 squared is, but I didn't know what 99 squared is. But I didn't calculate the 99 squared. But I actually used a formula. It's called difference of two squared. I use a consecutive number, so that was easy for me. But let's do that one on the board, what the formula is. The formula states that if there is a number a plus b, and then there is another number a minus b, they number exactly they're same thing, but the only thing is the sign is different. You just square the a minus square the b, and that's the answer. This is what we're going to do here, no matter whatever the order is. So this is 4 minus 3, and this is 4 plus 3, I. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is the quick method. This is the quick method now. I got 4 minus 3i multiplied by 4 plus 3i. So they're exactly the same. So square the 4. Just square the 4. Minus, always minus, no matter whatever the sign is. Minus. Square that thing. So that becomes a 16, and that becomes a 9i square. And you know, if you get rid of the I square, you have to change the sign. That is the quickest method to do the difference of two square. Okay, now let's go back and let's finish the question. The question isn't finished yet. Now here, this is what I got, minus 7 plus 26i over 25. Now at the bottom there is a number. There is a number 25, and on the top there are two fractions. So I can write this one as minus 7 over 25 plus 26 over 25, and then I here. Can someone do that in calculator? Minus 7 over 25, please.
Minus 0.28.
Minus 0.28, two decimal places, and can you do the other one, please? Thank you.
Plus 1.04i.
Thank you. So this is the complex, this is the answer of the complex number to two decimal places. Always do to two decimal places unless asked. If the question it says 3 decimal places, go for 3 decimal places. If they don't. So these are some of the practice questions that you should be doing later on, just to give you some more idea on adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing the complex numbers.